Now that we know how solar power works, we need to know how to assemble a solar array. A solar array is used to harness solar energy, or energy of the sun. Let's take a look at what we'll need. First and foremost, we'll need a solar panel. A charge controller limits the rate at which electric current is added to or drawn from the battery. This prevents the battery from overcharging, because if it does, the battery life can be damaged, and the amount of charge the battery can hold will decrease. All the components of the solar array are plugged into the charge controller. Next, we'll need a power inverter. It changes direct current, or DC current, to alternating current, or AC current, which is what we need to power our appliances. We will also be using a battery to store extra power when nothing is plugged in. The voltage of the battery depends on the specifications of the charge controller. The battery can also run appliances when the solar panel isn't generating enough energy, or at night. We will also need 3 sets of red and black wires. The red wires will be connected to the positive sign, and the black wires will be connected to the negative sign. Make sure your wires will fit into your charge controller and that they're not damaged. This can affect the energy output of your solar array. To put the array together, we will also need a screwdriver. Make sure your screwdriver fits into the charge controller. In order to assemble the solar array, we will connect each component to the charge controller. Insert the wires from the solar panel into the charge controller. Twist the wires so they fit into the charge controller and insert them into the charge controller. Secure the wires in place by tightening the screw in the charge controller. Next, we will repeat the process for the battery. Take the wires from the battery and attach them to the charge controller in the same way we did before. Make sure not to connect the 2 battery wires together. It can create sparks, which are potentially dangerous. Now, we will do the same thing for the inverter. Take the wires from the inverter and attach them to the charge controller, and screw them in place. Once everything is in place, we can test the solar array by plugging this fan into the array and seeing if it works. A multimeter, or volt-ohm meter, can be used to check the voltage, current, and resistance of the wiring of the solar array to make sure there are no faulty connections.